I designed an entire clothing collection that helped my client making over 70,000 euros on sales in under 13 days. And the best part is that every creative and every design that we used was made with AI. No photo shoots, no samples, just my designs, my mockups and AI. And in this video I will show you how we made it, and I will just break down all the steps that we followed to create this campaign, and I will show you how they made 70,000 euros on sales. So once said, let's get into the MacBook and I will show you how we made it. Okay guys, so let me guide you and let me show you the full process that we followed to create this campaign and how they achieved to make over 70,000 euros on sales and making almost 500 orders. So everything started with these designs that you're watching on screen. This is a collection that I designed that is basically two basic sets, a denim set and a leather jacket. And then once I had the designs made with help of AI to creating the mockups and to creating small details that I will be showing you later, I managed to create AI content with my workflow and my different softwares and tools that I've been using. Here you can find different AI content samples that we can find this flat lay, this model studio picture, and this more kind of like lifestyle stylish photo. So these are the results of the 13 days of the sale. They opened the website on Black Friday, and under 13 days they made 71,000 euros and almost 500 orders. But let me explain you first the context, because not everything is as perfect as it looks, because this brand started this summer. They reached out to me last year. They wanted to start a brand. They had an idea and they wanted me to basically execute the ideas that they had into visual mockups that they could sell, and they were basically running everything. I was just executing the designs and making whatever they wanted. I was meeting them in real life because they also from Barcelona, and the process was kind of like easy for me because I was just taking the ideas from them and executing into mockups. So this is the first collection that they dropped. They spent 5 to 10k on the bulk order and also in content. I will be showing you later the timeline, the process that they basically followed to drop this, and they basically invested a lot in content because they booked studios, they booked cameras, they booked models, and after spending all this money, after making all the content, publishing it, posting it, they drop flopped. Even though people like Lamine Yamal or Ronaldinho's son or Marc Bernal were wearing this brand, this drop flop. They spent over 5 to 10,000 euros and they drop flop. And now you will probably be asking what changed from the first drop that they did on summer to this last drop that they made over 70,000 euros on sale. So I basically took all the creative direction in this drop. We sit down everyone together and I was basically asking them to take all the creative direction for this and make a mood board, look for inspiration, and basically design a new collection with trend aligned silhouettes and graphics. So they're a streetwear brand, but they're focused more on a high-end streetwear, more like a more luxury vibe. So I basically took inspiration from brands like Cromhertz or Louis Vuitton. Then I created more realistic mockups in Photoshop with help of AI, specifically with tools like Gemini and Nano Banana Pro, because that helped me create realistic mockups, and I will show you later the process that I made and how I achieved to create mockups like this one, because if I don't tell you this is a real mockup, you will probably think this is a real product image. So I basically made this denim set that is the piece that sold the most. So from 500 orders that they made, this only denim set made over 300 orders, which is very crazy because it's more than a half of the orders just in one product. Okay, so now let me talk to you about the differences that we find on the normal method that brands just follow to create content and how to start marketing their clothes, and what's the method that this brand that I work with, let's say my client, made. Because we first in both cases we start with the design, so we get the design done, either is a designer or themselves, and then you ask for a sample. Then the sample takes 1 to 2 months to get done, and in that time, us, in this case, in just 1 week, we were just making the creatives based on the designs that I made. I basically made the designs on realistic mockups, so that way I could like go into the AI and achieve a more realistic look and a more polished and detailed look close to the design that I made. That's the way how I did it, because if you just go and see the first collection, these were vector mockups. So if I just go to AI and try to replicate this into realistic, it's not going to be as close if I just do designs like this, because like this, AI can recognize all the details, all the materials, and basically can get more close to this instead of just turning this into reality. So I basically just made the designs and the creatives in 1 to 2 weeks, and then we started posting the content. By the time that we just posted the content, they other brands like the normal method, they don't even still have the sample. So we started posting the content. That means that if you start posting the content, you will know if the designs will work or not, because it will just get likes, it will get views, it will get engagement, it will get comments, and that means if the design works. So we made this in 2 weeks. We were already knowing that designs worked. Something that you can do in this process as well is, if a design works, just try to do different colorways at the same time and just start posting more content about this design, because that's what it happened with this design. They made just more than 300 orders around this design, so they made new colorways now, and they just pushing this content now. Okay, so then after these 2 weeks, 3 weeks of posting the content, and still the normal method, they don't have the samples yet. We just made the drop. They basically made the sale, they made the website online, and they run a pre-order. They run a pre-order based on the AI mockups that I made, and then they order the manufacturer for the bulk order. And that means that no investment was needed. All the investment they made was on me, on the designs and the AI creatives, but they didn't even spend €1 or $1 on samples and bulk order. While other brands still don't have the sample, we just made the content, we posted it, we know if those designs will work, and then we run the sale. Then normal brands will get the sample in 1 to 2 months, and they will start posting the content, but they won't know if that design that they designed, like imagine 1 month ago or 2 months ago, they didn't get it like in real life after 2 months, and they will start posting those designs after 2 months. But if they don't get this sample, they won't know if the design will work. That's a bit of like a difference between AI and the normal method. If I were like a big brand, I won't make AI content at first. Maybe I will order a sample and then out of the sample create the AI content, because that would mean that you're actually creating the content around a real piece, and you're gonna be selling something that you already have like on hand, that you can just see all the details, and then you can replicate that sample into AI. That's what I would do, because this brand made it like this because their first drop flopped, so they didn't want to spend more money, they didn't want to lose more money. So that's why they made it like this. So they made all the content, posted the content, make the pre-order, and just get the 70,000 euros up front. And then they went to the manufacturer and ordered the bulk order. Then all that process was just made in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because of Black Friday. They just long the website open for 2 weeks, and that's how they made 70,000 euros. And now we're gonna be covering the real sauce and the reason why you're here, and is how do I use AI to make my creative designs and mockups. And this is basically the process that I use, that is designing my mockups first on Illustrator or Procreate or Photoshop, wherever you want to use. Then I go into AI to add more realistic looks and details, and then I will just put the designs into models, then create videos, then create photos. I will show you later some real examples of this campaign that we made. But then let me talk to you about the toolkit, because As I told you, this is the toolkit that I use, that is basically Illustrator in this case and Photoshop, and then I use Nano Banana Pro from Gemini to turn my mockups into reality. Let me show you now a real example of a design that I made. This is a design that I also made for them now, and the base of this mockup is used with AI, and then I added all the details like the logos, the texturing, the pattern of the flannel shirt. I added all that in Photoshop. So this is a real example of a design that I made, and I will show you how I turn it to life using AI. But this is a design that I made for this brand as well. If you don't know how to design, if you don't have any design skills, you can either DM me to work together, or you can check out the link in the description, because that is going to be helping you. So this is the design that I made for them. As you can see, we got a lot of details in here, but this design was made first with AI. So I basically made the mockup of this, and then I went into Photoshop and I added all the logos, all the texturing, all the pattern from the funnel shirt, and all the details. So this is the process that I used. That is basically a workflow that I created, that you put your image references. In this case, now they order the manufacturer for a sample, and they create the content now around the sample, like the real sample. That is the process that I would follow if you're like an established brand, or if you already have some drops, because you can't be selling like something that you don't have on hand, like something that you just created from scratch. You need to first ask your manufacturer for a sample. So I created this workflow that you basically put your image references and shots from the manufacturer, or some images that you just made at home from your iPhone, your sample flat lay on the floor. Then the prompt system will get all the details from this, and will make a prompt to create a realistic mockup that you can use later for marketing and start creating your content. So you can find this workflow in my private community that you will find a link in the description. You have in there some more resources that you can use to create AI content. So make sure to join if you're interested on getting your designs to reality using AI. So as you can see, this is the product image. As you can see, it really got like all the details compared to the real sample. We have in here like the logos, the embroideries on the sleeves, the 77 rhinestone. We got basically all the same details, and this was just made with AI. I basically put this image and I said, I want a clean product image from a detached garment, keep all the same details, just give me a detail prompt to get a render I can use on a white background. And then it created this. Then I will just take the mockup, the base image mockup made out of the sample that we got using Nano Banana Pro, and I will just go and put into models. This is the content I made for this design. And now let me show you the real process and the real workflow for creating this type of designs, and then how to create the campaign. So I made this Illustrator mockup from the denim set that is the best seller on Illustrator. Then I went into Nano Banana Pro and I asked, I want a realistic mockup from the denim jacket in image 1. In this case, image 1 was my vector mockup. And I want a front and back side separated product picture with transparent background. Don't add any logos in the jacket. I want a clean mockups to use. So I made this, I got this image, you can see all the details. They're perfectly they're real, like they can feel real. You can see the denim, you can see the washing on the whole thing. Like this is perfect. This stitching, this part, like this is perfect. All the details are super realistic. And then I just went into Photoshop and I added all the details, all the branding, all the texturing, and all my personal touch. This is the final design. This is not the best seller. This is a colorway that they're gonna be dropping now. But I just basically took the base mockup that was the black colorway, and I just made this into denim color. We got the embossed pattern over here, the distressed embroidery text in here, the logo from the brand, and then we have these logos on the sleeves. And then I will just go into AI and make different content. This is the type of content that they're running right now. That is basically some stylish kind of like studio pictures, then some flat lays of the mockups, then some lifestyle content like more organic content, and then we have the studio pictures of models for our website. This is a full process that I've been just learning by testing and failing and trying different things out. But as I told you, if you want to learn more how to turn your designs to reality using AI, you will have down below in the link in the description something that really helped me to get started using this, and something that you can check it out. So this is basically the workflow for turning your mockups, either you have a real sample or not, to a realistic product image. So this is the full process that I just used to go from this. These are actually images from the manufacturer. To go from this, then get something like this, a real clean product image that we can use, and then how to go from these product images to add them into our models. Then in here we can find different flight lay images. You can see them feel like they feel so real. There's different kind of like backgrounds, different lighting, something that you can do, because using AI, you don't need to spend money on photographers, you don't need to spend money on studios. So in the time that, like, imagine just going out and just going to the studio, making the pictures, putting your mockup into the floor, just retouching some things, and then making the picture, making other content. So in that time, imagine like 2 days for creating just studio flat lay pictures. We can just spend 3 hours to make different concepts, different looking and different angles in just 2 hours in a day. Like, this is the power of AI. The same work that you can do in 1 month, you can do in 1 week. The same work that you can do in a whole day, you can just do that in an hour. And something super important is always keeping testing. Like, don't be happy with the first image that you created. Like, always do different angles, different lightings. Try things out, because the only thing that you're spending here is just time and some credits using these images. But if you're using some platforms like Hixfield or FreePic, you have Nano Banana free, and you can test different things. Like, you can, at the same time you're doing one picture, you can do at the same time different angles. So yeah, don't always just stick to one picture. Try to do different angles, different poses, because you're just gonna be spamming content on your clothing brand or wherever you're running ads. That is basically what they did. So they're working with a marketing team that if you're interested in working with them, that will link in the description. Just make sure, if you want to work with them, just tell them that you come from me, because they're going to be giving you a little discount. So they basically made all the organic content and posted, and then on drop day they started running ads. And then once you have your system, you just need to go and repeat it. And that's what they are doing right now. They're gonna be dropping this flannel shirt, but then in this case, they asked first for a sample. So in the time they were selling the other drop, we were already working on those designs. So we could ask to the manufacturer to get the sample. Now we just got it, and we just started posting the content from AI. And now let me show you some of the work. So this is the folder of all the photos that I made for them. And as you can see, there's, let me just select all of them, over 100 photos for content that you can just spam and spam on your Instagram page. And we can find images like this one. These are more like static model pictures. There we got some lifestyle organic content, some flat lays, some studio model pictures, some more flat lays, more detail, kind of like, you can see the details of the waffle in here. Then some more organic content. This is a lifestyle picture, a flat lay. You can just go and make a lot of images just with detailed prompts. You can see all the detail, like everything looks as close as the design. And I made all this content in just 1 week. I spent 1 week making all this content, and they're just spamming it now on their socials. And I also made some videos, let me show you. So I also made this kind of like videos, which is of product, and they also testing it right now, and they're working pretty crazy. You can see, if I don't tell you this is AI, you won't probably recognize it, because it looks super real. Then we have this model, kind of like lifestyle videos, and this is the type of content that I've been making for them. So if you want to learn more about how to turn your designs to reality using AI, or if you want to work with me to do that, just make sure to check the link in the description. Make sure to leave a like, comment what do you think about this AI new clothing brand method, and let me know if you have more specific questions or kind of like tutorials that you would like me to make. And yeah, that's gonna be everything. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.